Jared Goff is going to be the starter for the Detroit Lions. There's no doubt about that. But who is going to be his backup? Now, the Detroit Lions are probably only going to keep 2 quarterbacks on the roster. They have the ability to have an emergency quarterback, and then you have the practice squad QB as well. Now, last year, what they did, they had Jared Goff, then they had Hendon Hooker, and then later in the season, they brought in Teddy Bridgewater, and I believe they relegated Hendon Hooker to the emergency quarterback. If you remember when Jared Goff missed a play in that divisional matchup against the Washington Commanders, he missed like a whole series. Teddy Bridgewater came in and actually, I think, threw a touchdown pass or something like that to Jameson Williams. Something he came in and made a difference. But he probably won't be on the team this year. Going back to coaching, there could be a situation if he's not done, that he could come back to the Detroit Lions or decide to find a new team. With that being the case, the Detroit Lions are going to have Kyle Allen and Hendon Hooker. But should they take a chance and bring in former NFL quarterback Bryce Perkins, current Michigan Panther quarterback, and in my opinion, the sole reason, well, not the sole reason, but a huge reason that the Michigan Panthers are heading to the championship game this Saturday against the DC Defenders, a team in which they've already beat at least once this season. They are favorites to win that game. But Bryce Perkins, he may be familiar with you if you go back to 2020 when the Lions needed the Rams to win that last game. Well, he didn't play that game. He had already been, I think, benched in favor of Baker Mayfield after Matthew Stafford went down. But Bryce Perkins, should the Detroit Lions take a look at him? I'm going to say yes. Now, while he's not a big of a deal as, let's say, Jake Bates last year, because we needed a kicker. We needed a kicker with the power of Jake Bates. We had Michael Badgley, and he was solid, but he didn't have, his thing was distance. But when we saw that 64-yarder, we knew Jake Bates would get a shot in the NFL, and thankfully it's with the Detroit Lions. But could the Detroit Lions, and would I bring in Bryce Perkins for at least a workout during training camp? Yes, I would. It will take nothing for him. He's not going to miss any time in the UFL simply because the UFL the season will be over next week in time for training camp. The NFL season will be over before the UFL season begins. And if Bryce doesn't make a team or doesn't play, then he'll be fresh when the season rolls back around. We've seen it several different times that a player has gone from the XFL, UFL, USFL to the NFL, and then back the following year to the Spring Football League. So I would love to see this. Let's take a look at his stats when he was in the NFL. I believe he only spent one season where he actually got some playing time, and that was in 2022 with the LA Rams. Now, he was undrafted back in 2020. Check this out. This is about to blow your mind. You know what? Him and Hendon Hooker are the same age. Hendon might be a wee bit older, or Bryce, but this guy is 28 years old. Hendon Hooker is right around that as well, maybe 27, 28. But if you recall, we saw, and I knew he looked familiar, not the best, played in 5 games, completed over 50% of his passes, 55 for 161 yards, average very short throws. He ran a lot. That's why he would be part of our team. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. His longest pass was 20 yards, and he was sacked 6 times. Now, this is a different time. That team sucked. The Rams sucked back in 2022, coming off their Super Bowl win. But we're not talking about a guy that's going to come in and compete with Jared Goff for the starting job. We're talking about a guy who can come in and move in the pocket, create plays with his legs, and the most important part is NFL game experience. And while it's not a lot, it is more than Hendon Hooker has in the NFL and now going on his 3rd year. But check this out. So Bryce Perkins, obviously, it's a 10-game season. He is the front runner for MVP of the UFL. He's 4th in the league in passing. It's not a lot of quarterbacks. That's not what he does. He doesn't do it outstanding. He is a runner. That's what he does, but he can pass the football, and he has that in-game experience with 1,342 points and 9 touchdowns, passing touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, 5. And he's got rushing yards. He doesn't even rush that much. Like, he's 14th in the league. but he has a combined 14 touchdowns between the ground game and the air game. So I would love to see if this was to happen, if they were to bring him in for a workout. We saw it happen with Jake Bates last year after the UFL season was over. Then Jake Bates was brought in, and then we wind up not letting him leave the building. There were 4 teams that were interested in Jake Bates, and I believe the Minnesota Vikings were a team that was interested in him. Thank goodness he didn't go there. But while Jake Bates is part of the Detroit Lions, this league is outstanding, and we got to make sure it sticks around. Everything about it is growing. The fan base is growing. The viewership is growing. The turnout at DraftKings Sports and Social was phenomenal. We will be there this Saturday at 8 p.m. Some of the guys will be on the road in St. Louis, but I will be at DraftKings. So make sure you guys come as we support the Michigan Panthers. This league needs to stay around. I think you need to be able to rely on something. And we've seen so many things. Most of us weren't around in the 80s and remember this, but it was here in the 80s. It disappeared because they tried to go up against the NFL, and no one can go against the NFL. It disappeared for 35, 40 years. It came back. And in 5 years, you had the XFL come and go. You've had the USFL merge. You had the Football Alliance that was just outside of that 5-year window. And this league, man, they're trying. And I think if they show longevity, even if it's 5 years, I think the support with this team will grow. I am going to become a season ticket holder for next year because I want to support this team. It gave us Jake Bates, and it's going to give people so many opportunities to come. And you guys cannot see me, which is insane. I have been talking this whole time, and I have not been on camera. That is a tragedy, but here you go. Travesty, your majesty. This is why a big reason, well, I can't believe it. This is a big reason why Bryce Perkins should get a second shot in the NFL, even if it's a backup quarterback. He's not going to be a starter, but the backup, I would love to see this guy compete with Kyle Allen and Hendon Hooker for the backup job with Detroit. This is the score right now is 21-17 in favor of the Michigan Panthers. This is a 3rd down and 14. Now, this guy over here, he sometimes he get cooked, but the tackle, but he made this play. But I want you to watch Bryce Perkins and his elusiveness, which is something we know we don't have with Jared Goff. We know we probably have it with Hendon Hooker, but he has not played enough. This game, look, let me get back on the screen real quick. This right here, the UFL, this type of game speed would do wonders for Hendon Hooker. So I know it's not a developmental league, but man, it would be great if one team, if teams could send a few players down, especially if that team or that state has a team. I would love to see this, man, because guys like Hendon Hooker, Broderick Martin will never see the field. They're going to phase out. They're going to wind up in this league anyway. How about that, NFL? How about that, UFL? Y'all need to come some type of partnership. These guys, Hendon Hooker, right? Broderick Martin, they're going to wind up in the UFL anyway. So you might as well get some type of partnership. All right, back to the film. So this is a 3rd down, critical 3rd down and 14. The Michigan Panthers are only up by 4 at this point. Watch what Bryce Perkins is able to do. I got to run this in 0.25 speed, plenty of time in the pocket, nowhere to go. Probably could have thrown it to the guy in the center of the field, wouldn't have got the first down. Sees the guy coming in, goes out to the left. I can't believe he let his dude get up. Now, this is the back. If you could see the sideline view, it looks even better than this. Points, the guy didn't even try to block. He had 2 people. Watch this. He said to both of them, I don't know what the one dude was doing, get off me. I don't know at that point if he has the first down, but he might. What is number 17 doing? Not blocking at all. He sheds 3 people with 0 help, with no blocks. Number 26, shout out to 26, bro. He's the running back, got out there and made a block and created more space, and then Bryce smartly goes down after that. But you're telling me that we can't use something like this on our team. Number 99 can't get him. Number 99 can't get him. 17's not even blocking or whatever he called. Maybe he tried to, he even tried to punch the ball out. I didn't even see that. He tried to punch the ball out. Bryce held it. And number 26 is out there blocking. I'm telling you, man, y'all need to get involved with the UFL. You really do. Jumps over his guy, smartly goes down. Initially, I thought he was hurt. But I'm telling you, Bryce Perkins, I mean, a workout is all we're asking. That's it. That's it. Let him get a shot. Let him compete with Hendon. I could see Hendon Hooker being something like this. Now, Bryce does leave a lot to be desired when throwing the football. He's got a very pretty, like, he can throw some passes, but then he looks awful at other occasions, right? He also does this jump pass that I'm not really a fan of, but who cares? Who cares? Let him come, and all I'm asking is compete. Give him a shot, which is what this league was designed for, and we could still use a backup quarterback. If Kyle Allen is him, fine. I don't think Kyle gives us the wheels that Hendon would give us or Bryce would give us. Don't forget, Bryce Perkins played in 2022. I remember very distinctly because it's after Matthew Stafford went down. It was after he went down, and Perkins played like an entire game. He played 5 games. I want to say he started. The Rams were having a hard time finding a quarterback, and they eventually traded for Baker Mayfield. But 2022 was 3 years ago. 2022 was a while. There was no USFL. There was no XFL. It hadn't returned yet, I don't think. This league is able to give these players some type of playing time to help hone their skills. So I wouldn't be mad, not saying he's going to make the team, not saying he's going to be the backup quarterback, but I would not mind if they brought him in for a workout. There's a couple guys on the Michigan Panthers. Kenny Willekes is another guy. He did not play yesterday. Hopefully he plays in the UFL championship game. That, again, will be Saturday. Yes. I think it's Saturday. It's this weekend. It's at 8 o'clock at DraftKings Sports and Social in Troy. It's located on Coolidge and Big Beaver. It's actually right before Big Beaver. So if you go over Big Beaver, you have gone. If you go past Big Beaver, you have gone too far. So I hope to see you guys. It was an awesome turnout yesterday. Shout out to Malachi. Shout out to Desmond. Shout out to everyone else. Kelly Rowe was there. Oh, and guess what? Guess what? I forgot to bring this down. I won another Jake Bates bobblehead. Well, another. I won one. So I have the one that I wind up getting my hands on, which is right there. Shout out to Jakey Boy Bates. And he's actually bigger than all of these. He's on par with, he's bigger than Jameer, which you can't see. I got to fix that. Maybe I got to put Jameer up there. Maybe, as a matter of fact, I might put all these guys up there. But I don't want to block the helmet either. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll put somebody right here. We'll figure this out. Maybe I'll put one, like directly in front of me. But we'll figure it out. But I got another one. So I'm excited about it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And please consider coming to support the Michigan Panthers. 1983 was their last win. It's been, 40, what is that? 45. No, I'll be 45. Man, all of a sudden I can't count. 93, 03, 13, 23. So 42 years. Brain fart for sure. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. I'm telling you what, there's a couple guys talking Michigan Panthers. I don't want to step on their toes because you know how your boy is. When I come through, I come through. But I am very interested in starting a Michigan Panthers syndicate real soon. So watch out, guys. Your boy's coming. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Shout out to the Michigan Panthers, man. Let's bring something back to the city and the state.